Welcome to Table Talk Friday, your weekly dose of D&D banter between three men in a bedroom. If you like their style, come back every Friday for another upload. Now, back to the boys.
Okay. I do have some pretty crazy news though. So
Okay.
last
Hit me with
weekend, right? There was this huge thing going on. And we didn't get to play D&D, so I had all the free time in the world. So there was a huge Pokemon tournament that I believe the number was like 6,000, I think, people. Maybe it was 4,000. I don't know. A lot of people participated in this online Pokemon tournament, right? I got all ready for it. I prepped my Venusaur team, and I got there at 9 a.m. ready to go. Signed up. First match, my opponent doesn't show up.
No,
Dude, I was
so
sitting there
lame.
waiting for an hour. I checked in beforehand. My opponent shows up right at the cutoff time for whenever they are DQ'd from the match. So I automatically win our match. And I message him and I go, hey, dude, I'm down to still play it out if you want, but like I can't overturn the thing. It won't let me go back and make it. But so I was like, hey, we can play for fun. So we played out the matches. I did beat him, so it was okay.
Yeah, so perfect.
So it was okay. I won match one, and I was thinking, man, Venusaur going off today. This is going to be a good day. I might even be in this match the entire day, like in this tournament the whole day. I might be like busy because I'm doing so good after round one. This is going to be awesome. I then lost the subsequent 3 games and got out of the tournament.
Oh my god, dude! You can't. It's your fault. It was in your brain. So you can't think like that.
What I'll say is, after match 2, they were all very close games in match 2. So I was like, okay, that I can win the next one. I'm 1-1. I can win the next one because those were close games. And then games 3 and 4, my heart wasn't in it, dude. I did not have the heart of the cards. I didn't want to be the very best. I was just like, I'm getting kind of tired. It's kind of like a Magic pre-release where you're sitting there for hours and like, I don't know if I want to keep going. It's just been so long because each round is like an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, it takes that long to play?
Because it's best of 3, and matches can go up to 20 minutes.
But aren't you fighting with 3 Pokemon?
No. It's 4v4 in double battles.
Oh, okay. I was thinking there's no way in a 3v like a 3v3 you only have 3 Pokemon, they have 3 Pokemon. It's lasting an hour. Like that's like a 5-minute fight.
Yeah, so
I got you.
Anyways, that was my first big competitive Pokemon scene. What I learned is I need to play the meta because the meta teams were what beat me in the last 2 games. And I was like, I played Mega Venusaur because I was like, it's kind of off meta, but I used some meta Pokemon. So I was like, I can still win with this. It wasn't true. 4 of the same team were in the top 8.
Oh, really?
So it was
okay.
Was
the best team.
So I was like, okay, I need to be playing more. I lost to one of the like better teams in my game. So I was like, okay, I should probably play some more meta good Pokemon so that way I can win.
That's such a pain. I want you to win with your dream team, you know?
I know. Well, I was using Mega Venusaur because Mega Venusaur is my guy.
He's pretty cool. He's got like big old flower thing going on.
Yeah. So anyways, that happened. And then this week, the new season, or last week, the new season started. And I very quickly, I think I told you, I went on a streak straight up to Master Ball and barely played since. I checked in today, and after my just like streak I did last week and not playing anymore, was already in the top 30,000. So I was like, honestly, I don't need to play that much. I'm good for the season. I'm looking good for the season. If I stay top 50,000, that's pretty good. Like, I mean, if I keep playing and grinding, I can probably get like top 10,000 or top 5,000. But like, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at.
What was your goal? Was it 10?
So I hit my original goal, which was just to get to Master Ball. But then I was like, oh, well, now I'm in Master Ball. Now what do I do? And so then I was like, well, I could maybe hit top 50,000. And then I did that. And then I was like, maybe I can hit top 10,000. And in season 1, I got to number 7,000. So the real goal should be hit champion tier, which is top 300. And you hit it and you get a title for your character. So I was like, I should try my best to like go hard and hit it one time just so I get the title,
I feel like top 300 though, you'd have to play only the meta and you'd have to play all day. Like there's no, you have to grind.
Or I mean, people do it who are like pro players who have been playing since, like Gen 5. they've been playing for the better part of
True,
the last
true.
15, 20 years competitively, but they're really good, so they go undefeated for a long time. Me, I switch my team around, and it takes me 3 hours worth of playing, winning, losing, to learn the team.
I mean, it's the best way to learn it. Play it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much all my stuff. I played in my first big Pokemon tournament. Felt great.
Heck yeah, man, that's a big deal. Did
Yeah.
you get like a cool belt or like a hat or something, like a souvenir?
Like in the game.
I don't know, in the game too, but like just in general. I don't know.
Well,
I
it
feel like
wasn't
you should
in
get, like, a
person, it was
cool, like,
online.
pin. Oh, I thought it was an in-person thing.
No, the in-person ones, they're all over the country, but like the nearest one to me is Las Vegas normally.
Okay, I thought you went somewhere and like hooked up and played. Okay,
Oh no, I would
got
love
you,
to
I
do
got
that,
you.
but they're just so far away and they're like so spread out throughout the year. I told Gabby next time they plan one, next time there's one in Charlotte, because they do Charlotte regionals sometimes. When they announce a Charlotte one, I will sign up and go to it and play in person.
That'd be fun. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Okay, so you're basically a Pokemon master at this point. It's lonely at the top.
We're getting there. We're getting there, yeah.
I did not compete in any Pokemon tournaments. I did do just about the entirety of GoFest though.
I wish I had.
2 days, 10 to 7. It was grueling.
Oh my
bro.
god.
It was hot. It was hot. We were sweating so bad. Patrick only joined us for the first day and bailed us on the second day. I'll let him tell you that story. That's a whole thing on its own. But oh my god, dude, I got like 35, 40 shinies. Caught so much stuff.
Whoa.
I got my best Pokemon to date, period. It's top of my box. Highest CP, ready to go. It's a 93% IV shiny Zacian crown sword form. If that's what
Okay,
you think.
okay.
It's like it kicks butt, bro. I actually blew my Stardust load into this thing. And it's 4900 CP. It's got 2 moves. It's got Behemoth Blade and Play Rough or rough play, something like that.
Play
so
rough.
Steel and Fairy just
So
just gacked out, bro.
Zacian and Zamazenta are very good Pokemon. Very
Yeah.
good.
Zacian right now is, I think, the top steel attacker in the game. And Zamazenta is up there, I think, fighting. Up like top 3 or something like that. But they both have a special move. One of them lets you increase all of your damage for all of your Pokemon for the next 6 minutes, which is Zacian. And Zamazenta increases the defense of all of your Pokemon for 6 minutes. So you spend a little bit of Stardust, a little bit of candy, and then you're like jacked up for a couple minutes. It's pretty kick butt.
I actually saw, so we're going to get into a D&D topic here in a minute. It's going to be really fun. But I saw the cool Times Square Pokemon Go event that they did. Where they
the controversial one?
Yeah, well, it was
Don't
controversial.
get me started, bro.
I actually listened to a podcast today. The Kind of Funny guys interviewed one of the developers who's actually their friend who lives in San Francisco. And they talked to him because one of the guys plays Pokemon Go all the time. And he, because he knew one of the developers, got invited to the New York event in Times Square. And so
That's cool.
he went to it and participated in it. And the developer guy, he was like, look, we know this was controversial, like, because of the fact that, like, it was so exclusive, right? They weren't allowed to tell anybody that it was going on. And they were like, the reason they can't tell anybody it's going on is because Times Square can't hold that many people, and lots of people want to come out. And secondly, they like, this was a test for being able to do big events like that. He was like, we had 1,600 people. I think it was more than that, but like 1,600 people in the same lobby in the game, like,
Oh my god,
all
that's
doing
insane.
the same raid at the same time. So he was like, we want to be able to do that, like, more and more. And so in order to do that, we have to do some exclusive things like this. Which I just saw the videos and thought it was so cool, like seeing the Mewtwo thing happen all over Times Square, and I was like, oh, it's like the original trailer.
Whoa. No, it's very cool. I love the idea. I've heard about these Gigantamax battle type of things where you just
Yeah.
get like so many people in the same lobby, and I would love that. I love the idea that there's something you can kind of be chasing for a while, or you really want. So you get like 50 people together and go knock it out, and like you barely squeak it out, and you're able to catch it. That's super cool. That's, to me, that's Pokemon. That's what Pokemon's all about. Getting that one thing you want really bad and
Oh,
working
yeah.
together to do it. The controversial part is, I don't know if you heard about the IV of
Oh,
the
no.
Mewtwo they all caught. So it's controversial because not only because it was exclusive, but everyone that was there that took that Mewtwo down and caught it, it was a guaranteed hundo.
Oh.
So it was perfect IV, period. So now a lot of people, regardless of why they didn't get invited, period, right? It's a little pay to win kind of a vibe. It's like whether or not they paid for it's cheatsy. They've never done that before in the history of Pokemon Go. Now there are quests you could do, or what do you call them? Like extra tasks you could purchase for like $5.
Yeah.
It'll give you like an extra challenge, and if you get it, you get like a shiny Ditto with like a one-time thing. Fine, okay, it's okay. But a functional 100 IV Mewtwo is the meta. So you're just handing them out to people now.
Yeah.
And there are people on GoFest, because GoFest was all about Mewtwo. There are people that over the weekend rated like hundreds of these and didn't get one.
Yeah.
So you're telling me they spent all day doing this, grinding, spending their own money, and then you go to this event and you just get handed one? It's kind of it's cheesy. But very cool that
I don't care about IVs and anything. Oh, I did whenever I had to raise my own Pokemon, but I don't have to do that for champions. So
no, it's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I don't care at all. I just thought, whoa, Times Square looks really cool. Anyways, so let's get into some D&D today. And we did something a little while back, and I was, sitting on my computer for a little bit, and I was like, I'm going to find a good story, and I'm going to read it to my friend Drew and get his opinion today. So I have an Am I the Asshole story for us.
And I love these.
I will warn you, this one is very long, and I'll also give you... And you might end up hating it by the time we get to the end.
No.
Because I definitely flip-flopped my emotions a couple times on this. There is some...
Wait. Did you swap sides? Did you swap sides a couple times?
Let's find out.
Oh, God. Okay,
so this is user Top Crew 3046 3 years ago on r/DND. And they say, hey there, you can call me Spike. No,
I don't want this guy.
I'm in my 20s, and I've been playing D&D since I was in middle school. I started playing with some friends in my basement as the DM. I stayed the DM for a very long time until in high school, I met someone I'm going to call B. I met B over Discord, and I loved the game, as well as the players, including who I will call Addie. Now, B, Addie, and I played in that campaign before some life stuff got in the way and we had to disband. A few months later, B invites me to another game and I play with him and a few others for a while before B decides to ghost the whole group and focus on art. Blech. I added the blood.
That's terrible. No, the blood was implied.
Another few months go by and B comes back and wants to be friends and play D&D again. I suggest that we include Addie because he is also one of our good friends and B agrees. Some weeks go by and we have to replace some of the players due to conflicting views on part of the game. This is normal and happens in every Discord game I've ever been in. B is also involved. So we're not through the story yet, but we get here and there's already a lot of players just going around. You know what I'm saying?
What? This is weird. This is really weird.
It's stop and go and a lot of players jumping around, but let's keep going. I DM'd him to talk after session. He said, okay, and then as soon as the session was over, he left. A day passed, and before B's session, he mentioned that one of our other players was arachnophobic and that he wanted to add spiders to the game. When I asked him why he wanted to do this, he said it was just to mess with the other player because he is an IRL friend.
Oh.
But the IRL friend even mentioned that he was dreading coming to the session just because he knew spiders were going to be in it and kind of didn't want to go. The entire next 3 to 4 hour session, B stayed quiet. I find out he's playing World of Warcraft and has been the entire session. Now.
What? No. You shut up right now. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. He was playing World of Warcraft the whole time?
The whole time. Yeah. So
Can you imagine you're running a session and I'm just sitting here on my other screen playing a game.
That's what I'm saying. So you're imagining like we're both sitting here and you're seeing like everybody's interacting, but you see me clicking away, like lights flashing. I'm playing World of Warcraft, right? Now, usually this wouldn't bother me because B would usually engage with the game and be role-playing and making a greater effort than he had been while playing games. After session to talk. That's exactly how they wrote it. After session to talk. And he said that he felt like he was being railroaded and wanted to change his character because the thing that his character wanted to do was completely sidetracked because he had already played that character in another campaign and felt like the image of the character he had built would be tarnished. We interrupt this regularly scheduled broadcast to tell you about patreon.com/Table Talk Friday, where you can get post shows from the boys every single week. Sometimes they talk about their personal lives, sometimes they talk about gaming, and sometimes the conversation just continues where it left off. So go check out patreon.com/Table Talk Friday now.
So play somebody else. What the heck is this story? I don't understand. So no, we got to. All right, we need to do a little. There's a lot of story.
Yeah. We're about halfway through.
So first off, this B character is a terrible person. All right, jumping in and out of this game every 5 minutes, then to complain, or then to be on the game. I keep thinking B is a girl. I keep wanting to say her, but
We don't know.
We keep saying he, but I don't know. But this B person is terrible. Keeps hopping in and out of the game, bailing, ghosted the whole first group, right? Playing Warcraft the whole time they're playing, replaying their character from an old campaign, and then saying they feel railroaded. Sir, you're playing the same character. That's like the most railroaded thing you can do to yourself. I don't know. What do you mean? You were railroading yourself. Are you playing the character the exact same way? And if not, how weird is that to one? Maybe somebody wants to do this. I don't know, but I'm gonna crap on it. I would never want to play the same character that I've played a previous campaign differently, though. Like I would never want to play them again, period. But also to play them in like a mirror mode match of Mario Kart. Like what is it? Why? Why would you want this? You already told their story.
I actually don't have a problem with them playing the same character because there have been times when like maybe they only played 2 sessions with that character and they actually wanted to play it. You know what I mean?
But if they played 2 sessions, there's no way their image of their character is being tarnished.
Well, people have this idea in their head of their character, you know what I mean? Now,
you gotta make it.
What I am thinking is that they played this character and they kind of have a little bit of main character syndrome going on where they're like, maybe the Warcraft is pouting,
Okay, maybe they're throwing a temper tantrum, a Warcraft tantrum.
Now, here we're gonna get to a fun section here.
Okay.
I talked to him about maybe staying the same character, but changing his or his character's outlook on the game. We agreed to see how it went after 1 session, so I sat down and wrote for the next session as I wanted my friend to have fun in my games again. During that weekend, B talks with Addy and tries to kick him from the campaign because the time isn't working, despite talking about Addy just coming in as a guest character whenever he could. I found out later from Addy that B decided to block them and ghost them, so I confronted B about it. I will include our exact words with names changed below, but the TLDR for each message is as follows. I tell him that ghosting... Actually, would you like to see the entire messages that went between these two?
Yes, I have to see it. I need a visual.
All right. The entire messages that went between these two. I'm going to share my screen so you can see it.
Oh, please.
They're long. And so... here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is OP to B. B. I just had a talk with Addy, and he's telling me that you silently kicked him from the server without any explanation or even talking to him about it. I don't understand why he deserved that. I understand some random asshole, but not someone we've played with for years. You've been acting really weird lately with your character. The thing with Addy I just mentioned, and forcing your other player to be in a game where he is afraid of spiders just to mess with him, not even scare him. It's not something I want to be a part of. Your character will be taken care of.
What?
I hope you have fun. One second. I hope you have fun in your games going forward, but I'm no longer going to pretend that I can stomach your weird shit you say. Goodbye. Have a nice one. That's our OP.
Oh my god. I cannot get over it. They find that exact line with your character will be taken care of.
Bang.
What kind of scary John Wick crap is this, man?
That's exactly what I thought when I first read this. I was like, oh my god. Now they said they're what, in their early 20s? Is what they said?
Yeah, I think so.
So these people are a few years younger than us. And they are probably the same age as us now, about. And they are at each other's throats. So let's go on to B's response. I had a private call with Addy last week and told him how I was feeling and that I didn't want to continue with him. He told his boyfriend, and then they both added me to a call and tried to tell me it's not fair that they are not in the game. Sorry, I'm not playing my character how you want. The same with the wizard. And buddy, you should show up half the time and only do what's convenient for you. So that's okay. Not that big of a loss, as I'm sure within a week you will have kicked another player. Also, warned the other player there were spiders, and he told me he is totally fine with it, as he is an IRL friend, something you should probably get, and learn to be a decent human, haha. You tune in, and when you want and just expect people to go along with Spike's world. So, thank you for letting me know how you truly feel, and I'm glad I don't have to waste 4 to 6 hours a week with your garbage railroading. Again, I talk to my players and run everything by them beforehand, especially anxiety-inducing things, not just railroad them for the sake of some awful story. Good luck in life, bud. So then we get a paragraph in parentheses here of OP defending themselves against what B has said. So it says, before continuing, I'd like to point out 3 lies in this paragraph. Addie and his boyfriend were never given more of a conversation past the point that B told them that he didn't want them involved. / I have only ever not shown up to 1 session of this campaign. And in fact, my computer died while I was in a voice call, which I warned them of it before it happened and told him I did not have a charger. He did tell his player that he was going to be putting spiders in the game, but that player told him that he either did want to come that session or just be deafened during the fight so he wouldn't have to hear any of the descriptions.
So the guy was being super cool about it too. Like he was literally willing to play in the spider fight.
Yeah, it seems like their friend who was scared it seems like maybe OP catastrophized this a little bit, because it seems like their friend was like, hey, I don't really like the spider stuff. I'll come to the session, but I'm just going to not be there for the spider stuff. Which, again, it's kind of weird. If you guys told me, hey, I'm deathly afraid of zombies, I just wouldn't have zombies at all in the campaign. So that makes perfect sense. I get that. And if this B person really was like, I'm going to do this to mess with them, and then they were like, hey, if I come to this session, I'm just going to deafen, I'm probably just not going to do it.
Like, why? I just don't understand. If you have someone in your group that's genuinely afraid of something, it doesn't even have to be spiders. Maybe it's something fantasy related. I don't know. Maybe you can't stand the idea of talking about trolls. Just like, why would the DM put them in the game? I just can't. I don't get it. If you come out to your DM and say, hey, I really don't like dragons, which that's a way lame take. Don't say that you're a loser. But if you say, hey DM, I don't like dragons, then the DM should work with you a little bit and not put a dragon in, or at least, some sort of negotiation, some sort of compromise. Like, okay, well, maybe there'll be some wyverns or something, or, some sort of something important to the story. That's so weird.
Oh, yeah. So now here we have OP's response. It's one more message. I don't care how you play your character, B. You made him not want to be a part of a group of players who have made characters who can work alongside each other. You cannot speak of stories as someone who can only run things in official books or that he finds online. I enjoyed your games, but you couldn't see that the story hadn't even started, nor had anything solely to do with your Mary Sue character with too much backstory. You know what Mary Sue is?
No.
Mary Sue is like an archetype of like too perfect. So like a character archetype, like the story basically revolves around them. They basically can't do anything wrong. Okay. They're like a picture perfect character, They're
so like a top tier DMPC kind of thing going on.
Let's see.
Okay.
If you think I'm a railroader, fine. But you could have chose to leave the dungeon at any time, but you succumb, not succumbed.
Is that a word?
Succumb, no. It's succumbed to the peer pressure of all the other players wanting to actually engage with the material instead of just doing what your character would do. I never called you a bad person. I never shit on your games. I told you things that you have told me in conversations, and that's all. If the truth feels like attacks, then I don't know what to tell you. Have fun, B. I know I will. So tell me honestly, am I the asshole?
What the heck? I feel like they didn't actually play in AD&D. It was mostly just them fighting.
So, and that's something I was thinking about is I know we have the picture perfect group. You know what I mean? Like we have a group of friends who have been playing for almost a decade who we don't have infighting or drama at our table. We have our group of players and we don't really change that group at all. So it's really funny to me because I'm like, I think that D&D, to a lot of people, and this is what makes D&D hard to get into, right? Is scheduling and liking the people around you and finding chemistry, right? This is a group of people who found each other who have negative chemistry with one another. Like they are like magnets that got close and are facing the wrong way because they're all pushing. They're all trying to play this thing and spend this hobby together. And the second that there's an out repel, they're gone.
Like, why would you want to play D&D with someone like that?
And
If you have a whole group with no chemistry, like, why would you want to sit down and play a strategy role play game with people that you're going to have to interact with that are terrible?
Oh yeah,
I just don't get it.
No, I don't know how they made it through week 1. I really don't.
But like, did they? It almost sounded like this was like such a short thing. So they mentioned that, you know, a group kind of died down and it picked back up, and it was a couple months later. But it really sounded to me, I was getting the vibe they had only played like 5 sessions of this thing.
Yeah, but let me remind
fighting all
you,
the time.
OP has been playing D&D since middle school, and they're in their 20s.
So what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna crap on OP for a second then. If you've been playing D&D this whole time, and you didn't see some of these signs, like these people don't belong together in a group, come on, man. Come on. You can do better than that. I know you can. You've got that DM experience in your soul.
And based on the conversation that I saw them and B have, it seems like OP really struggles with their social norms that are going on. Like they struggle to understand and grasp how to I don't know, have a conversation, like a productive conversation with the other people here. I'm not saying B is good. I think B is probably really bad in this situation as well. But I don't think OP Spike, as they want to be called, is right in any sense of the word either.
No, he definitely comes across as a better character or a better, you know, better moral high ground than some of the other players.
Yeah.
But I'll actually stack on what you mentioned, which is the fact that there was some sort of social something, not like he wasn't picking up on the cues. I'm going to take it a step further. If we had something at our table, and you guys had, I was lightly involved with very mild things very early on in our D&D campaign where we had, you know, a problem with a player here or there. Very quickly worked it out, right? But in those situations, I don't remember texting or discording back and forth about this. This whole thing seemed to be, I'm not sure if it was these were calls back and forth or these were all messages. Maybe I'm just thinking the messages because we're reading them off the screen here.
Yeah.
But if they were not having these calls, that's a problem. These conversations sounded very petty to me, which maybe that's why I'm thinking it's very typed. It sounded very, what's the word? Like kind of
passive
well written,
aggressive,
like almost dramatic.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Almost like he was trying to make it cinematic, you know. And I don't think conversations go down like that. Usually, it's like a "you're stupid," "no, you're stupid," kind of, you know. But I think this definitely had to be a conversation. It needed to be one. If it wasn't, it should have been. There's no reason if there's players at your table that you don't feel comfortable talking to about, you know, like a minor thing, then don't play D&D with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, there were people in college who we were comfortable talking with, but because we were like 19, dude, we weren't even 20. But I did conflict resolution.
Don't say that.
I did conflict resolution just fine. Where like we had a certain player who was edgy Eric is what I'm going to say right now, and they were at the table, they played with us, and it got to the point where they were making everyone at the table uncomfortable every session, and every session we were all side-eyeing each other like, did that really just happen? Did he really just say that? Things like that were happening at the table all the time, and I ended up having to meet up with them. I texted them and were like, hey, can you meet me here at this time? Are you free? And they were like, yes, I am. And I said, cool. They were like, what's this about? And I was like, just got some stuff I want to run by you. And I sat them down and I was like, hey, we don't want to play D&D with you anymore for X, Y, and Z reason. And it's better for the group if you don't come back.
Oh man.
And I told them, I was like, hey, this isn't because we dislike you, but the way you act is making people uncomfortable to the point where like the thing we do as a hobby is not fun anymore.
And that sounds harsh in the, you know, the 15 seconds that you put your conversation into, right? But you could very much so say those things nicely. and
Yeah.
carefully, right? And I also don't think that was horrific. You were blunt, right? But it was very straightforward. You were hitting on the point, which is, we're playing a game and it doesn't feel like a game when you're here.
And it wasn't ever because any of us disliked this person. We all thought this person was a good person. We were like, we like you. We think you're a great energy. Just D&D with you doesn't work.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You may have some good friends that frankly don't blend with the game, and that's fine. There are plenty of people that I know and like or love that I wouldn't go sit down and play Smite with. That's just, it's just not what I do, right? Everyone has a role to play. Everyone has their, their friend group niche, right? I don't want to play D&D with all of my friends.
Yeah.
I don't. It's a certain game for certain people, and if they're not there for it, you're getting the boot, buddy. You're getting the boot.
No, I think conflict resolution is something that people who play like Magic the Gathering and tabletop games need. Like, you need it. Like, I'll even bring in a Magic story, right? Because this is textbook conflict resolution, and that's what the main crux of this story is, the fact that we have a bunch of people who are being very petty with each other over the fact that they don't like playing D&D together, but they keep forcing it for some reason. So
I keep playing.
So
Ugh.
My wife and myself were at like just Monday Night Magic one day. It happens Monday night at our card shop. We haven't gone in months, but this was a few months ago. And a guy comes up to the table, and it's really hard to just outright tell someone, no, you can't play with us, right? So a guy walks up, there's three of us playing a game that's supposed to have 4 people. And he's like, hey guys, if there's an opening here, like, can I join in? And we were like, yeah, sure, man. And whatever. We got an open slot, join in. He sits down. He's like, I'm going to play this deck. This is the deck I like play when I want to just like have fun, when I want to be funny. And I was like, oh, that's great. Because whenever someone tells you that, it means they're playing something that like is really like
kind of lighthearted.
No. That means they're playing something that's like super hardcore and they're trying to cover it up.
Oh no. Is that really code? Is that magic code?
It's if they sit down and say, yeah, I'm probably just going to like pull this out. No big deal. Like, oh, I'm just going to play this commander. It's probably something you never really heard of, right? Or if they sit down and say, haha, this one's like funny. It's a funny deck. It's what the guy kept saying. This one's funny. And I was like, cool. What's it do? And he like, oh, it's a surprise. Oh, we'll get there. It'll be a surprise. And I'm like, dude, just tell me tell me what kind of deck you're playing so we can all just have like hang out. I'm not sitting at this table trying to win all the time. I'm just sitting here to hang out with my wife and some friends. I'm not trying to win every game super hard. And so
you're vibing.
We start going through the game, and honestly, his deck is not that crazy. It was doing some like chill whatever stuff and letting everybody draw cards and everything. We're going back and forth around the table, but my wife starts playing her deck, and her deck has counters, and like different things start stacking up, triggers start stacking up, and she's like kind of going through the math in her head. This guy across the table, who we'll call Mansplain Eric, Eric is just like, yeah, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And then this, and make sure you're keeping note of this. And he's telling both me and my wife every time something happens on our table, he's explaining it to us like we didn't create the decks.
Why would you talk to somebody who made the deck about their deck? I don't understand.
Right. And so he's doing that. We get to the end of the game, right? And he's like, he ended up doing his cheesy thing that ended up winning in the game. And we're like, whatever. And he says the line again. He goes, yeah, I just think this one's fun for whenever, like, I'm just trying to have fun or whatever. And I said, I'm be honest, man, didn't really have fun playing the game with you. And I just flat out told him that. And he goes, and all of a sudden, it's like all the color drains. He's like, what? And I was like, what I'm saying is, the whole time we're sitting here, you were telling me things like I was 5 years old. And I don't like playing the game like that. I'm just trying to chill on Monday night. And he was like, well, there's a thing in Magic where like you have to like say your triggers and stuff as they're happening. I was like, that's fine, but we're not 5. And my wife, she then agreed. She was like, yeah, I didn't really like being talked down to like that. And the guy, he was like, he had no clue what was happening. The fourth guy who was at the table was like, hey, buddy, I will explain it to you later, because he was friends with this other guy. Like, he knew him.
Oh, okay,
he was like, I'll explain it to you later. I hope you guys have a nice night, to us. And he called me later and was like, "Hey, are we good?" And I was like, "Dude, we're fine. Everything's good. That game just sucked because I didn't like being stressed out of my mind just trying to play a card game."
And you know what? I bet you put something in motion there, right? The way I saw in your face, the way you explained this guy's face, this man had never been called out before.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so you called him out, and he was like, "What?" Just completely taken aback, blown away that he's been mistreating people this whole time. People don't enjoy being around him.
Right.
Right? And he might change his ways. You may have saved somebody. You may have created a not super villain.
He wasn't a bad guy. He just like, it's like he was having fun explaining other people's decks to them, and to me that was really, really grating and annoying.
Yeah, no, that's no fun. Now, if you're new to the game and you're explaining to me how the game works, or like I think you were telling me how to play my dragon deck. I don't know how to play the dragon deck. That's
Right.
perfect. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But to sit, especially if it's a deck you guys have been playing for a while.
Not only
you
that,
guys are
Gabby and
married,
I
you
made
really
the
know it.
decks.
Yeah, so you know exactly what's going on in this deck. This guy, random guy, just comes up and expects to explain, like over explain. What in the world, man? It's so
Yeah.
weird.
It was just silly. So that was another thing where I was like, "Hey, just understand that you're not going to ruin someone's life by just telling them how you feel." I've never been able to really hide how I feel, and I just say it. I just say it to them, and the worst case scenario, you find out you're not really meant to be friends. Like,
And that's fine.
and that's okay. You don't have to hate each other. I don't hate this guy who I had a conflict with. I don't hate the person I had a conflict with in college either in D&D. Those are just things that we solved, we got over, and we weren't meant to play the game together. That's okay.
That's all right. And you ran into that guy one time at this shop there.
Well, I've seen
You
him
probably
many
won't run into him
times.
again. But there's 7 bajillion other people to go chat with, and if this one minor interaction wasn't great, that's okay. Move on and play with somebody else. They're games, man. That's your Monday night. Take your Monday night back. You don't need to waste your Monday on some poor games. Speak up. Share your mind.
Thank you for listening to Table Talk Friday. Remember, there is an exclusive Patreon post show on patreon.com/Table Talk Friday where Drew and I are going to talk about everything that happened in our weeks. You guys, I'm sure you're getting tired of hearing a lot about Pokemon every single week, but Drew and I are both big Pokemon fans on top of D&D, so buckle up. Go to the post show if you want to hear more. But until then, I need for Conflict Eric to send me home.
Well, actually, I don't like to be called Conflict Eric. I like just to be called Eric with an R. That's just me, Eric with an R. It's what they all call me. Now, I wanted to mention, I listened to the podcast, and you guys really aren't following a typical podcast format. Now, on the next podcast, I would suggest, and he would just do that forever. It would just be absolutely terrible.